Hello. So everybody here that has come up on stage is pretty much honing their craft. That is not what I am doing. I lost a bet. So that is why I am here tonight. And I'm going to use props because I don't really have this memorized. So just kind of go with it. All right. So you can always tell what kind of family you grew up in based on the type of discipline you received as a kid. So when I was a kid, if I didn't eat my vegetables, I get smacked on the back of the hand with a wooden spoon. If I stuck my tongue out, I'd get a stick pin in the end of my tongue. If I said the word fuck, I would get beat by a hairbrush. So when I accidentally cut off my cousin's finger with an axe, I got nothing. Absolutely nothing. So 48 years later, I'm still waiting for that shoe to drop because I know it's going to happen. All right. So I'm a mom to 4 kids, and when they were little, sometimes I would need a little quiet time. I'd lock myself in the bathroom and, just to hide, cry, or maybe even eat some chocolate that I didn't want to have to share with them. So it didn't take long for them to find me, and I would hear them laughing on the other side of the bathroom door, just, little maniacal laughs, and all of a sudden, I'd see a butter knife going up and down the crack of the door. They figured out if they did that, they could pop the lock and open the door. So at that point in time, one of my sons was going by Johnny, and I have seen the movie The Shining. I know how that ends. Okay. Since the kids knew how to find me, I had to find a new outlet, and for me, that was Tetris. Once you play that game, nobody tells you that is pretty much the gateway to drugs. I became addicted to pills. I was playing Dr. Mario. So I knew it was a problem when the kids' friends would go home and tell their parents that I didn't feed them because I was too busy popping pills. All right, so I got off Dr. Mario and I stumbled upon Facebook's Farmville, and that was a really fun outlet, and I realized I could optimize my crop rotation if I took all of that data and put it into a spreadsheet and just figured out, the best way to rotate those crops. Anybody that knows me knows it was more about making a spreadsheet than it was actually, working with the crops. Okay, so left blank, insert here. Not sure if I was supposed to insert an if-then function, a VLOOKUP, or a pivot table. And if you excel at spreadsheets, you know what that means. Apparently you don't. All right, so I'm the type of person that likes to stay organized, and it makes it super easy for my husband to buy me gifts. If he buys me a Rubbermaid food storage container, a 3-ring binder, or a really nice file cabinet, I'm a happy person. Recently, we went to Ohio and visited one of our sons, and he took us to this really fun store. It's called the Container Store. And if you've never been there, it's basically a container that sells containers, and some of those containers even have containers inside of them. You can have containers sitting next to each other, on top of each other, and some of them are even inside of each other. It is like the Kama Sutra of containers. Let me tell you, that was the most aroused I've ever been in a store, and my son was probably the most embarrassed he's ever been. Clean up on aisle me, if you know what I mean. Okay. Even though I like to have things in a nice container and everything organized, sometimes I do like to get a little crazy. So I think that's something that runs in the family. When my mom was younger, she would get kicked out of restaurants, hotels. She even got kicked out of Disney World. So now when my husband and I travel, especially to Vegas, our goal is, what can we do to get kicked out of Vegas? And I will tell you, it is not riding the Pegasus in the middle of Caesar's Palace's fountain, because that has been done. Okay, well, I would like to thank my son for bringing me to Bring Your Mom to Work Day and putting me in this really awkward position.
No, you're doing great. I love it.
I did lose a bet, And so that, that's kind of sad, but I'm proud because the bet was that he would get a paying gig doing comedy before I would lose a certain amount of weight. I've gained weight since we put on the bet, so maybe I wanted to do this, I don't know. But,
You're so
so I'm really proud of him, but I'm a little concerned if you've ever heard any of his previous jokes. I'm concerned that if he becomes famous, he's gonna be known for shitting the bed the first time he had sex, or for having a spicy butthole. Thank you.